Hello and welcome. This is the news on NTA International, reaching you live from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. My name is Justin Bemwi and the sign language interpreter is Taiwo Ozoma. Now let's look at the headlines. A court reserves judgment in a 5.5 billion naira defamation suit against the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project. Every Home a Garden, initiative of the First Lady on the radar of Bank of Agriculture to drive federal government's food security agenda. Plus, United States renews threats to exit from International Energy Agency as United Nations warns that artificial intelligence should not be controlled by tech leaders. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. Nigeria and Spain are ready to move from dialogue to deeper, more tangible cooperation. Minister of State for Foreign Affairs Bianca Ojukwu emphasized that the focus is now on jobs, skills and investment for Nigeria's growing youth population. And this was discussed during a high-level meeting held with Spanish Ambassador to Nigeria, Felix Costals Arteda, aimed at building a structured partnership across key strategic sectors. In a statement, the Spanish ambassador highlighted recent legal cooperation milestones between both countries, including agreements and mutual legal assistance in criminal matters, transfer of sentenced prisoners and extradition. He informed the minister that Spain has completed its internal ratification process for the extradition agreement signed during the 2022 state visit of former President Muhammadu Buhari to Spain. Both sides showed strong interest in advancing existing bilateral instruments and memoranda of understanding on political consultation at ministerial and senior official levels to ensure sustained review of bilateral progress. Now, the defense attaches of the United Kingdom and Germany to Nigeria, Brigadier Tom Harper and Colonel Boris Bovekam, have reaffirmed continuous support and collaboration in the fight against terrorism and insurgency. Now, this assurance was during their visit to the headquarters of the Theatre Command Operation Hadinkai, OPHK, in Maiduguri. A statement by the Media Information Officer Headquarters, Joint Task Force Operation Hadinkai, Lieutenant Colonel Sani Uba, indicates that Brigadier Tom Harper commended the Nigerian Armed Forces' efforts in tackling terrorism in the Northeast region, particularly through Operation Hadinkai, and expressed the UK's commitment to providing further training support through the British Military Advisory Team. The defense attaché of Germany to Nigeria, Colonel Boris Bovekam, said he was in the theater to explore possible areas of future collaboration, especially in the area of capacity building, as well as possible interventions through regional cooperation arrangements to enhance operational effectiveness and collaboration to defeat terrorism. The theater commander of OPHK, Major General Abdusalam Abubakar, lauded the significant contributions of the UK and German defense attachés to counter insurgency efforts, noting that training initiatives have enhanced troops' skills and proficiency in responding to evolving security challenges in OPHK, emphasizing the mutual benefit of the partnerships. He highlighted areas of future collaboration to include technical expertise as well as equipment and logistics support. Now, eastern Kenya is suffering from one of its worst droughts in 40 years. Rivers and wells dry up, animals die, and families are running out of food as millions of people struggle to survive due to lack of rain. In another development, the South Korean court has sentenced former President Yoon Suk-yeol to life in prison after finding him guilty of insurrection. Adaobi Obiechina brings us details.
In counties like Masobite, farmers say most of their goats and sheep have died. Many now walk several kilometers to find water and dig up wild plants to feed animals. More than 2.5 people are affected across Kenya, with little rain and limited aid. Families are rationing food, selling charcoal and struggling as food prices continue to rise. Officials say this has been the driest short rain season in decades, leaving communities desperate for help. Without urgent rainfall and more support, millions will face worsening hunger and poverty. For many families, the coming months will determine whether they recover or lose everything they had worked for. In another development, the court side, UN sent troops to the National Assembly to block lawmakers and limit their powers. Judges believe this move aimed to paralyze the country's democratic system. The judge stated that the martial law order caused major social and political damage. The court also noted that UN showed little remorse for its actions during the trial. The life sentence marks a dramatic fall for the former leader. The ruling sends a strong message about protecting democracy and holding powerful officials accountable for breaking the law. Adobe Obiechina, NTA News.
Now, the United Nations Independent Fact-Finding Mission in Sudan says the paramilitary siege and capture of El Fasher Bor is the hallmarks of genocide. Its investigation concludes that the Rapid Support Forces seizure of the Darfur city in last October had inflicted 3 days of absolute horror and called for those responsible to be brought to justice. They record that in April 2023, the conflict between Sudan's army and the paramilitary RSF has killed tens of thousands and forced 11 million people to flee their homes. It has triggered what the UN calls one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. The UN Human Rights Council established the Independent International Fact-Finding Mission for the Sudan in October 2023 to begin gathering evidence of violations. And the United States has renewed its threat to leave the International Energy Agency. Energy Secretary Chris Wright says Washington wants the agency to shift away from its net zero climate goals. Similarly, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has warned that artificial intelligence should not be controlled by a small group of powerful tech leaders. Speaking at a global AI summit in India, stressing that AI must benefit everyone, not just wealthy companies or developed nations around the world. Francis Odojo brings us details.
Wright argued that the IEA should return to its original mission of protecting global energy security. He said the agency's strong focus on cutting emissions has moved it away from that purpose. The IEA supports reaching net zero emissions by 2050 to limit global warming.
One time be that energy security, human advancement agenda, and then have a parallel mission that's to advocate for reducing access to energy, driving up the price of energy, and saying to the 7 billion people that don't get to live lives like all of us in this room that no, we can't really afford for you to rise up. That's not only energy naive.
Wright called a goal unrealistic and warned the U.S. could leave if changes are not made. The dispute highlights growing divisions over climate policy and energy priorities. The coming year may determine whether the United States remains in the IEA or chooses to step away. Meanwhile, Guterres called for a $3 billion global fund to help all countries access AI technology. He said AI can improve healthcare, education, and climate action if managed responsibly and fairly.
AI must be accessible to everyone. That is why, encouraged by the General Assembly of the United Nations, I'm calling for a global fund on AI to build basic capacity in developing countries.
However, he warned AI could increase inequality and spread harmful bias without clear rules. He also stressed protecting children and vulnerable communities from exploitation and unregulated technology experiments. The UN chief urged global cooperation to create strong rules and accountability. He said fair investment can prevent deeper global divides and ensure AI becomes a tool that benefits humanity. Francis Udojo, NTA News.
The Nigeria Export Processing Zones Authority, NEBZA, has issued a free trade zone license to Harvest Field Industries to enable local manufacturing of next-generation long-lasting insecticidal bed nets in Shagamu, Ogun State. Now, this marks a major milestone for Nigeria's health security, industrial growth, and a shift from import dependence to domestic production. The license, facilitated by the Presidential Initiative on Unlocking Healthcare Value Chain, supports a landmark technology transfer agreement anchored by SNG Health, a joint venture between Vestagard and Harvestfield Industries to locally manufacture dual active ingredient bed nets in Nigeria. National Coordinator Dr. Abdul Mukhtar said the initiative aligns with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's agenda to expand local manufacturing, deepen health sovereignty, and build a more resilient national health system.
Is going to produce 10 million bed nets, but there are also other projects, including the manufacturing of blood products to tackle serious illnesses in Nigeria.
NEBZA Managing Director Dr. Olufemi Ogunyemi, during the signing ceremony, observed that NEBZA's mandate is to enable investments that translate into real production, jobs, and long-term value. The license supports a national health security priority and demonstrates how the Free Trade Zone scheme can accelerate manufacturing that matters. Harvestfield Industries board member Ms. Martins Awofisayo added that through SNG Health's partnership with Vestagard, the company will bring world-class manufacturing into Nigeria, creating jobs, transferring capability, and delivering next-generation bed nets that help protect families. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission has confirmed the arrest of the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasiru El-Rufai. ICPC arrested El-Rufai in the evening of Wednesday, 18th February 2026, after EFCC granted him administrative bail. El-Rufai is in custody of the commission in connection with an ongoing investigation with allegations of misappropriation of government funds when he was governor of Kaduna State. El-Rufai was detained by the EFCC on Monday over corruption allegations, and he is expected to be charged to court after the commission has concluded its investigations. Now, as the civil service of the Federation continues its adaptation to the use of technology for smart, performance-driven service, several government agencies are taking their staff through the process. The Federal Ministry of Justice is blazing the trail with a series of continuous trainings for personnel on greater efficiency in government service. Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi speaks further.
We understand that institutions do not succeed by structures alone. They succeed because of the commitment, sacrifice, and professionalism of the men and women who serve within them, that is, you.
Technology-driven Nigeria public service acts as a catalyst for efficient resource utilization and national development.
You need to have a data-driven decision-making system.
This year, 63 workers across the ministries, agencies, and departments under Justice Ministry were rewarded for outstanding performance in discharging the ministry's mandate in line with the federal government's 8 priority areas using key performance indicators. A High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, has reserved judgment to a later date in a 5.5 billion naira defamation suit by 2 operatives of the Department of State Services against the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP. Justice Halilu Yusuf gave the order after counsel to both parties adopted their final written addresses and made their final submissions in the suit filed by the two officers, Sarah John and Gabriel Ogundele. Listed with Serap as defendants in the suit is its Deputy Director, Kolawole Oluwadare. The claimants in the suit accused Serap of making false claims that John and Ogundele invaded their Abuja office on September 9, 2024. While adopting the final written address of the claimants' counsel, Oluwagbemi Leke Kende urged the court to grant all the reliefs sought by his clients. Now you're watching the news on Enter International. It's time to take a short break. We'll be back shortly to stay with us.
You have no better friend and partner than Nigeria. Let this unveiling today be a call to conscience. Let our practitioners hold the line of truth. To the media, please inform with integrity and with a deep sense of patriotism. To our public officers, communicate with transparency. To citizens, please let us speak with empathy. Let us come together to become the voice of responsibility, the voice of the world that heals division, that inspires hope and drives development.
Now, apart from addressing child malnutrition in the country, the scheduled launch of a national community food bank program recently announced by Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu will also tackle malnutrition from source by promoting biofortification of food from the production stage. Managing Director of the Bank of Agriculture, Ayo Sotinrin, stated this after meeting with Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu in her office to work out final details on the rollout of the National Community Food Bank program.
The Bank of Agriculture is set to finance a record number of about 2 million farmers, and we want to, solve problems and treat malnutrition from the source by the production of vitamin A cassava, orange, flesh, sweet potatoes, and other things for a long-term solution to malnutrition. However, she has graciously helped us in designing a program for the short-term fixes and quick wins, which is the development of food banks across the 30,000 plus primary healthcare centers in Nigeria in partnership with the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare and also National Primary Healthcare Development Agency. She's starting with supporting us in raising capital for this. We now plan to take this on as, a baseline to find a way to develop more programs within the Bank of Agriculture funding mechanism to find, I would say, a sustainable funding mechanism to continue this program until we eliminate, malnutrition across the country. So for us, it's a good platform she's given to us.
Every home, a garden. Another initiative of the First Lady is also on the radar of the bank as it seeks to further drive the food security agenda of the federal government.
Do it at scale across, the country, starting with supporting the civil servants who were hoping, will start that as a leadership type role to produce food within their gardens, promote, freshness of food consumption, and also using it as a way of increasing, the socioeconomic status. I believe we have about 3 to 4 million, civil servants, both in the state and the federal, and that's a sizable number. It also malnutrition as well within their homes. So these programs are what we want to, bring together under a leadership to sort of promote across the country.
Recently, at the 2026 National Traditional and Religious Leaders Summit on Health, the First Lady flagged off an advocacy and awareness campaign for the National Community Food Bank Program designed to address child malnutrition in the country. Now, the Cross River State Government is implementing a technology-driven traceability system to boost cocoa, coffee and oil palm in compliance with the European Union deforestation regulation. The system aims to revitalize the tree crop subsector and enhance competitiveness in national and international markets. Justina Etim reports that the Commissioner for Agriculture and Irrigation Development, Johnson Ebokbo, announced this during a press briefing in Calabar.
The Cross River State's tree crop subsector employs thousands of farmers, contributing significantly to the state's economy. As one of Nigeria's major cocoa, coffee, and oil palm producers, the Commissioner for Agriculture informs that the state traceability system aims to improve market presence, protect livelihoods, and boost export opportunities.
This traceability program is supportive and non-punitive. It is not designed to sanction farmers, but to strengthen their competitiveness and protect their market access. It will enhance transparency, improve planning through reliable data, build investor confidence, and ensure that Cross River State remains ahead of regulatory changes that affect global trade.
This initiative aligns with our implementation and strategic development plan, and particularly it is a sustainability measure as one of our key pillars in the strategic plan.
Director General, Cross River Geographic Information Agency, assures that special data from the field mapping will be securely stored with the agency geospatial infrastructure.
We are 100% top-notch and conform with modern technology to carry out this activity.
Stakeholders believe the traceability system aligns with national agricultural policies, international market requirements, and global sustainability standards. In Calabar, Justina Etam, NTA News.
Nigerians are being trained on requisite digital skills to be well equipped in navigating the cyberspace and gaining from the digital economy. The National Information Technology Development Agency is driving this digital transformation skills training as the nation aims to achieve 95% digital literacy rate by 2030. Chidiman Dubisi brings us the details.
This group is a mixture of civil servants, entrepreneurs, and fresh graduates who have minimal digital skills. So for 5 days, the National Information Technology Development Agency has been equipping them with digital skills that will aid their work and improve their earnings. Mercy here is a crochet artist with keen interest in digital content creation. She tells me that the skills training has availed her the opportunity to improve her digital content creation skills.
With the knowledge I got from here, I will be able to I'll be able to strategize my business more to the point of giving me incomes.
Now I can create a AI video and AI images, make a content.
They get to understand computer as a whole. Also, some computer applications such as your Word, your Microsoft Office packages, your Google packages, develop business plans, cybersecurity and threat management too.
Startup kits, including 30 laptops, were handed out to the learners. The digital transformation skills training is going on simultaneously in some other states. In Abuja, Chimdema Ndubisi, NTA News.
President Tinubu, with joy, congratulates the former secretary to the government of the Federation, Senator Anyim Pius Anyim, on his 65th birthday. He joins family and friends in celebrating this milestone and prays the birthday brings him more joy and happiness. The president recalls that since 1998, Anyim has been a constant figure in Nigeria's political landscape. His political longevity affirms his ability to build bridges and work with the stakeholders across the aisle. Serving as Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Anyim contributed his quota to deepening reforms and as a prominent leader has often advanced matters of unity, dialogue and development. And also, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has congratulated Senator Florence Ita Giwa, a prominent politician, on her 80th birthday. Senator Ita Giwa served as senator for the Cross River South Senatorial District of Cross River State from 1999 to 2003. Now, the First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, has rejoiced with Senator Florence Ita Giwa as she turns 80. The First Lady applauds her exemplary life, commending her resilience, courage, and unwavering dedication to Cross River State in particular and Nigeria in general. Now, the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, has been named Global Public Relations Association of the Year at the World Public Relations and Communication Awards 2025, organized by the Global Alliance for Public Relations and Communication Management. The announcement was made in Leipzig following a highly competitive process that attracted 89 entries from 19 countries worldwide.